The business is approval of the agenda approval of the agenda. And a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion pass. Third item is approval of the Board of Education meeting minutes from May 18th. Need a movement and a second.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Now we're down to, I don't like this thing here. That's terrible. We're down to the patrons' comments. There are no patrons' comments tonight, I don't believe. So we'll dispense of that part. We'll move on to section 3.1, the superintendent and board comments. Dr. Knost.
All right. To this wonderful audience that we have today. A few things. Since our last board meeting, we had a somewhat of an impromptu closed session meeting before one of our graduations last week, where we I proposed, and there was approval of our new principal for Lafayette High School. So last week, the Rockwood School Board approved Dr. Karen Calcaterra as the next principal of Lafayette High School. Since 2013, Dr. Calcaterra has served as the associate principal for Lafayette, and prior to that, Dr. Calcaterra served as an assistant principal in the Parkway School District and special education administrator in Pattonville School District. She also has 6 years of classroom experience in special school district at Parkway and Lindbergh school districts. Dr. Calcaterra earned her doctorate from St. Louis University. Sorry, Doc. She earned it where you and I earned our doctorates. And her master's degree in education administration is also from St. Louis University. Dr. Calcaterra replaces Dr. John Shaughnessy, who is retiring. Normally we would have a principal here tonight, but being the strangeness of both that this was done last week, and also we knew this was going to be a quick meeting, an early meeting, nobody's gonna be here, and Karen wasn't feeling real well, so we told her not to worry about coming tonight. So we're thrilled about that, and she's already off to a great start, having meetings, having discussions, listening to people, and building some collegiality and camaraderie between herself and the rest of the staff there. So congratulations to Karen. Also wanted to announce, we hear a lot about our schools that become schools of character. We know that we're a district of character on the national level, but we also, on an annual basis, our schools submit some of their practices to be recognized as promising practices. These are just individual practices that they do, and when that's recognized, that's on the national level as well. So character.org has announced the 2017 Promising Practice Awards. A total of 73 promising practices were noted at Missouri schools. 17 of them, or you could say 25%, come from 13 of our schools in Rockwood. And while I can't read all the promising practices, you can on our website, our Facebook page, or on Twitter. Here are some of the examples of what a promising practice would be. Lafayette Lancer Restorative Center is an alternative setting for students who frequently miss school and require an additional support. That's kind of like a alternative school within a school, and that's something they began last year. It's been going real well. So that received a promising practice recognition. The Stanton Elementary Let Me Inspire You program features families supporting the PTO by purchasing inspirational cards to send students. That was acknowledged as a promising practice. And the Wild Horse Elementary Building Bridges program is a monthly gathering of English speakers of other languages designed to build relationships, increase parent involvement, and enhance academic skills. So that's just 3 examples of the 17 that were noted for the Rockwood School District. So we're excited about those. Congratulations to all those schools. The Rockwood Summit newspaper, the Talon, won at least 24 awards this semester from Quill and Scroll, the Missouri Interscholastic Press Association. and Journalism STL. 4 of the 7 seniors graduating this year are planning to study journalism in college. The Pinnacle Yearbook and KFTN 92.7 have also received several awards. I go down there and I get interviewed by our radio station at Summit, and I always wonder how many people. It does have, some broadcasting band. I mean, they're good. They do good interviews. They ask really good questions, and I'm kind of surprised we don't hear more about that radio station, from just the community in general. But it's a very neat thing, and I'm really proud of those kids. So meanwhile, all our Rockwood students have scored perfect 36s on the ACT. Blows my mind. I can't fathom that every time I hear it. Michael Wu and Eric Chan are both juniors at Marquette, and congratulations to them, and thanks to them for making us look good. Members of the Rockwood Summit High School community are sending some of their college-bound graduates off with a care package of sorts. The Rockwood Summit Adopt an Alum program is for Summit graduates who may not have a lot of money to spend on supplies for college. Sounds like a pretty neat thing, and proud of them for coming up with that. Rockwood has received the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Association of School Business Officials International. I've been able to tell you this every year, and it'll never get old saying it, but it's an honor for them. Rockwood has met or exceeded the program's high standards for financial reporting and accountability once again for fiscal year 2016. So Dan, since you're here as our finance department representative, congratulations to you and your team on a job well done. You definitely must look good with the work that you do. And finally, I think, make sure before I say that. Oh no, I've got 2 more things. Summer Academy starts Monday. Starts Monday? Starts Monday, yes it does. New this summer, Rockwood is offering transportation for students enrolled in the summer school program. Reminders that bus transportation is available went out to families this week. The good thing about this, it was really, it's not like I'm bragging, it's smart for us to have done this, because what we realize is that we've ramped up our participation in summer school, and the more kids in summer school means more funding from the state. So it was a wise business decision, plus something I had heard occasionally from families, and the conversation actually started this year. One family, mother probably doesn't even realize the ball she started rolling, but she just talked to me about how their child really needed summer school, not because they wanted to get ahead, but had had a pretty significant sickness and had missed a lot of school in the fall, so it wasn't a choice. But their family situation, there was no way they could get the child there. So that really started the conversation, and the more we talked about it and the more we looked into it, and from a financial, it made sense, and thanks to Mike for being willing to figure out the routes. There was some challenges in there, no doubt about that, but I understand that there ended up being very, very few that even extended to 45 minutes on a ride, correct? Yeah, so we're excited about that. Finally, because of their efforts in character education, Green Pines, Kerrs Mill, Kellison, Stanton, and Wild Horse Elementary Schools, as well as Rockwood Early Childhood, were all named 2017 National Schools of Character. During the last week of school, Kerrs Mill students got to celebrate the occasion with a free concert, which was quite exciting and fun. Were you going to play that, or is that just an FYI? I have it. You want to see Jeff Mazingo jamming on his drum set?
Our school, Kerrs Mill Elementary, has gotten the National School of Character Award. There were only 83 schools in the entire nation that got this award this year, and you guys are one of them. That is a big deal. As you can see, we're going to have a little bit of a rock concert, and the person who is going to get to present this is very near and dear to my heart. It's my brother.
Hi everybody, we're here at Kerrs Mill Elementary School today where they are celebrating being named a National School of Character, and they are one of 6 in the Rockwood School District this year named National Schools of Character. That is a sign of how much we love to nurture and take care of our children and teach them to do the same. Congratulations, Kerrs Mill, and all of our National Schools of Character.
You just wanted to see yourself on TV again, isn't it?
Yeah. Kids were screaming through that whole thing. It was all excitement and enjoyment, no doubt about it. So thanks to Jeff for willingness. If you haven't figured that out, Beth Schrotta, assistant principal, is Jeff Mazingo's daughter. And Jeff is kept his youth, and a lot of people have a hard time believing that because he looks like he could be her husband. But the Mazingos have a long-standing connection, not only because they're a business in our school district, but Beth's mom was a counselor and teacher in the district, and her grandmother, who I knew as Mrs. Mazingo and still do, but she worked with, when I was a teacher at Westridge Elementary back in 89, 90, 91, she was a teacher there. So they've always been supportive, and it was nice that Jeff was willing to come up and do that that's part of his Awaken Project Act, where they really gear that to middle schools and high schools, and they talk about drug awareness and such. But for the elementary audience, they took that out, and Jeff just did the music part, and the kids loved it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Knost. Other board members have any comments?
Pleasure to attend the graduation ceremonies. We have some stellar students that we should be very proud of that have graduated this year, and it was really exciting to see the speakers and how articulate some of our young students are and their vision for the future. It's a great opportunity for us.
Really?
We'll move on to item number 4, Rockwood consent items. I need a motion and a second to approve 4.01, the consent items 4.02 through 4.08.
Abstain for 0.08, 4.08.
Can we pass it with?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, so noted. Move to number 5, the agenda items, and, I'm sorry, what? Oh, yes, I did. You have to put them up there.
You're not in your regular role.
Yeah, you have to put them up there so I can see them. I know it's a $40,000.
She had it there for you.
It's a $40,000 donation
There you go.
from the Ellisville PTO. Gifts to support Ellisville, including Teachers College Professional Development, $4,200. Reading sets, storage for Math K-5, Super Teacher for school license, Starfall Math, soccer goals, Gaga pits. What's a Gaga pit?
It's a form of
Isn't it
dodgeball.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It looks like what we would know as pony rides. Look at it. It's
It's
kind of,
revised dodgeball.
yeah. They're in a little. It's kind of a combination of dodgeball and foursquare,
Yeah.
and
Big hit on the
in a pony
campuses.
ride corral. Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite
Balls
cake.
and jump ropes and tetherball. I know what tetherball is. Now we'll move on to the agenda items. Number 5. First item is 5.01, bond issue purchases and related contracts over $150,000. I need a motion and a second.
Moved.
Second.
Okay,
Chris, welcome.
evening. The one item we have on the agenda tonight is for Spencer Contracting for $247,300. This work will be taking place at 2 locations, and it actually has 3 funding mechanisms. The first location and funding mechanism is Rockwood Summit High School. We're going to be addressing the asphalt conditions around the track and stadium area and replacing the fence as well around the stadium area. And that'll be funded 100% by the parking lot fund through the district. The second location is the Early Childhood Center at Clarkson Valley. There's some safety items that Jane Brown brought and asked us to take a look at to help improve the safety in front of that building during drop-off pickup, and she is going to split that cost with us. So the bond issue portion is $42,550, and she'll be picking up the tab for the other half of that.
Any questions? Roll call. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
And we're down to number 6, future agenda presentations and events to attend. Dr. Knost and Janet?
I don't know that I have any at this point in time.
You talked about that chamber lunch in Fenton
Oh,
next week,
yes.
right? When is the cutoff?
Any
Okay, I'm trying to rearrange something, but I'm
I'm
hoping
trying
to
to
go.
do the same, yeah, so.
I'm going.
Tammy's going. I would normally go. I'm conflicted in that we've got a one of our in-house conferences, and this is one that Terry Harris and others put together, but I hate to be absent from it. And there's lunch is kind of a collegial part of it. So if I can, I'd prefer to be there, and if we at least have a couple of board members,
Try and get my schedule rearranged to get there.
that'd be
then, yeah.
great.
We have 9 Rockwood
Yeah.
Summit scholarships to
Right.
Yeah, and we talked about maybe sending Renee, but she's involved in the conference as well. So so if a few of you can go, I think that would be good representation, and we should be okay.
Any other agenda items?
No, but I should let you know or reiterate, Janet, I won't be at the next meeting, so I know the summer, making sure that's not a problem with quorum.
Okay, Janet?
Also, we pushed off, since this was a small discussion about the work session, or what we used to call a retreat, because we thought it wouldn't be too fruitful to talk with the 4 of you.
we could decide.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it would be easier,
Right.
actually. We go ahead and decide, and just, it is what it is. But we'll talk about that next week.
Okay. Item number 6, future agenda presentations and events to attend. Anybody have anything for that? If not, we'll move on to number 7, which is an adjournment. I get to use the gavel. We're adjourned.
Thank you. Dr. Acting President? Yeah. I'm not leaving until the 27th.
Well, I still want to find a time that we can sit down and just
Sure.
touch base. Talk to Janet. I didn't know how.
Bye, thank you, thank you.
We're leaving.